Hey guys, welcome back to Milestone Strength on YouTube. So today we are going to run through a bunch of Q&As. We asked you guys on Instagram to hit us up with some questions to do with fitness. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go through them today. Lane, what do you got?
All right, number one, we're going to start with, how do you stay motivated and train better after an injury?
Oh, I'm a perfect person to answer this one because I've been so injured. I've been dealing with tendinopathy in both of my elbows for the last 8 months. It's been a slow process of both physiotherapy as well as just like rehab work in the gym. The biggest thing for me is just keeping on top of my diet so I don't blow out and lose everything. I find it a lot easier to stay motivated without putting on weight. What about yourself?
Oh, just discipline. You know, having the drive to get back here and do it. Do what you can, work around your injuries, and yeah, just do the best you can.
Yep.
All right, next up. Can our programs be tailored for vegetarians?
100% yes.
Of course.
Lane, so this is Lane's area of expertise. Lane's the man when it comes to diets. He can diet for anyone. He can write diets. Okay. You can do a diet for anyone.
Well, you won't be very successful if I do it for you. Yes, absolutely. We tend to give you amounts of protein, carbs, and fats that fit with your lifestyle and your goals. So vegetarians, absolutely. Vegans, anything except medical conditions.
Yeah.
Is there an optimum time to have your protein shake?
They say within 40 minutes after training, is that correct?
Ish. There's no real anabolic window, but to really maximize it, yeah, as soon as you're done, have your shake, bit of carbs in it, and have your meal within an hour of that.
I like to get my shake in my bag, so as soon as I finish, I just drink it on the way home, and then it's like kind of done and out of the way. Also, it's so hot in the sun, and I just filmed a chest video, which you can see up here.
He just filmed it, nobody else did.
That's why I'm sweaty.
Nick and me weren't there. Should you do cardio before or after your workout?
Oh, I don't think it really matters.
I think it does. Sorry to go against you.
That's all right.
But it only depends on what your goal is. So if your goal is to be a bodybuilder, do your weights first, do your cardio after, as weights are the most important thing. If your goal is to run a marathon, do your cardio first and your weights after. So whatever's the most important thing to you, do that first. Can Nathan do a human flag? Let's just cut to a photo of you doing a human flag.
Yeah, I haven't done one in a while, but yeah, I could do a human flag.
Oh, this is actually a fantastic question. Molly Wilmot, thank you for this. What sport / person do you think is the fittest on earth? Like CrossFit have got the name, the fittest on earth.
Yeah.
But who do you think, what athletes do you think are truly the fittest?
Define fit, does that mean strong or cardio? I guess we should preface this with being fit doesn't necessarily mean you can run the longest. I'd say fitness as a general means you're a master of all categories. I'd say CrossFit is probably one of the best ones. The CrossFit guys are incredible. It comes to just like cardio, those ultra marathon runners.
Yeah. I think NHL players are up there for me as well.
Yeah.
They're insane, they're animals.
What about AFL players as far as running as well?
Totally. So any sport that requires a bunch of different modalities, really.
What's next?
Ridiculous question.
How much would woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck I could speak?
If you could speak.
All right, a good question. How much cardio can you add to a training routine in order to add muscle, but not impact on your sessions?
In order to add muscle?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing cardio to add muscle.
Neither would I.
Yeah, that's the answer there. I wouldn't be doing, if you want to build muscle, cardio is not the way to do that. I do very limited cardio, to be honest. A lot of my cardio comes from high intensity interval training, in which I'm still throwing around pretty heavy weights and still working that way. Straight up cardio, running, cycling, whatever it is, isn't really going to build muscle.
When it comes to losing fat and cutting, what's your number one tip besides eating healthy?
Embrace the suck. That's the easiest way I can do it. I stay pretty consistent year round, and it's because I embrace the suck. I know that it's not gonna be the most exciting thing having chicken and veg and rice for 3 meals out of my 5 a day, but hey, it's what you gotta do.
Gets the job done. Supplements, question mark?
Yes. We might do a whole nother video on supplementation. That's probably a best thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But great question.
Fantastic question. Tips for girls trying to get better abs. I train hard, but what's the best food for... Okay, ladies trying to get better abs, eating in a caloric deficit, training your abs with both your body weight and with weights, and adding in some cardio. I know it's not a sexy answer, it doesn't sell you on much, but it's the honest truth. That's the way to do it. You got to stay in a deficit for a really long time.
Yeah, abs are made in the kitchen.
How does one eat 3,300 plus calories without feeling like you're force feeding yourself? This is going to depend on how much you weigh, because that, for some people, is not a whole bunch of food.
Yeah, I'm 5'9" and I sit about 76 kilos. When I'm trying to put on some size, I get up to about 4,000 calories a day, which is quite a lot of food for someone my size. I just break it into smaller portions. I find eating smaller bits consistently is a lot easier for me than trying to sit down and eat a big meal because I'm a slow eater and I just fill up fast.
And with nutrition, again, as long as your protein's equated and your calories are there, it doesn't matter too much. Obviously, 80% of your diet should be healthy, but don't be scared to get 20% of your calories from junk sources or from sugars after your training. You're still gonna stay healthy. You're not gonna get fat, I promise. That's probably the best way to do it.
A calorie is a calorie.
A calorie is a calorie. Don't tell the keto folk that. When is the Size Guide 4 coming out? It would help if we had the Size Guide 3. We only have 2.
We have discussed though, Lane and I are currently working on doing a new format of Is Training, which combines both my calisthenics kind of functional training as well as a bit more building on size. So maybe stay tuned for Is Training 5 soon.
We're in the lab, we're doing stuff. We'll get it to you very soon. What's your warm-up / stretching routine for leg day?
I've got a regular thing I do for this. Do you mind if I take this one? I like to start legs with calves because I like to do calves at the start and end. I like to warm up with leg extensions at a light weight just to get my kind of knees lubricated and everything working. And then I do a warm-up set of every exercise I do. So I start with a light weight and work my way up.
That's probably the best way to do it. If you're doing any heavy compound lifting, you can throw some jumps in when you're feeling warm up, but that's about it.
Just to point out, it's so hot right now, that bird is diving into that puddle over and over again to get cooled down.
Yeah, I wish I was diving into that puddle.
There's a puddle right there. Just...
Have you ever had an injury that has hindered your training? Nate's spoken about his injuries a little bit. I've had this wonderful shoulder reconstructed and this knee reconstructed, so I was out for quite a considerable amount of time. My biggest advice that I can offer to you is get in and do what you can, because building the habits back up becomes so hard. I was in a sling for 6 weeks. I couldn't walk for 12 weeks with my knee. With my knee, I didn't do anything. Regret it to this day. With my shoulder, I was still in the gym, hitting some legs, on the bike and doing some weights with my right arm, and I kept the habits there, and it made it a lot easier to transition back into gym work when I was healed.
Same as my finger. Fractured my knuckle doing season 2 of Ninja Warrior and meant I couldn't grip anything. So I had to do just like all pushing movements and a lot of legs for a 6-week period, but still got through it. Cool. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for all your questions. If you have more, please feel free to ask us on Instagram at Milestone Strength. We'll see you guys in the gym.
Burning in front of me, yeah, I'm the one that started it. Can't you see? And there's a countdown to your eternity. It's 3, 3, 3, 2, 1. It's time to make change.